Yeah, it's tea time. I got my hair put up because it's warm. And I forget how hot my hair is. It's thick and it's hot. So get your tea. Come on in. Come on in. I'm out of tea in my kitchen. I have one more bag. So because I only drink the decaf and that's all we have left. So I'm going to put this in my little tea. I have a cereal box that's Rubbermaid, and that's what I put my tea in. So come on in, folks. Come on in. Where's my peoples? There we go. There's Gina. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, Sue. Come on in here. I took my microphone off. I got to put it on again. Come on in. I've been working steady. Patty's come up with a bunch of different topics that we need tips on. And I'm thinking, what are some tea time tips to remind us? Well, I have a 2:30 reminder on my phone that goes off that says, turn on your tea. So I have this automatic teapot that I get to boiling because if I wait till the last minute and pour the hot water in my cup, I can't even drink it for 20 minutes. So I boil my water 30 minutes early, 30 minutes before the show. It goes off, it rests, it sits there. And I've got my bag of tea in my cup and it's ready to pour and bring back to my little studio. I wanted to do the show outside, but the Blue Jays were having too much fun outside. And they make a squawking noise when they don't like you in their space. So my tea time, I'm setting a reminder or an alarm goes off every day, Monday through Friday at 2:30 to start my tea water. And if you're doing it on the stove, you need to set a timer on your stove that tells you to come and turn it off. Mine's automatic, which makes it really good, y'all. It makes it really good for me. Because as Goldilocks would say, that is just right. One was too hot, one was too cold, and this is just right. Hey, Debbie, Jennifer, Denise, Catherine, Julie. Y'all get on here. Ruth, come on in. So tips for tea. Making sure you have a good supply. Have you looked in your tea drawer? Do you have plenty of tea? Stuff that you like to drink? Sometimes I just got to go through my tea and just start drinking it. Just drink one kind for 5 days so that I know that I can you know, we kind of just need to get it used up. But you got to make sure you have more tea. Yeah, some of my tea is 20 years old. It's dried up. Yeah, but it's in Mylar bags and little tins that are sealed. Do you have a teapot? Do you have a wonderful teapot that you like to use? I have a teapot right over here that my sister gave me. I don't know if I can show it to you. There it is, right there in the corner of the screen. That's my little Oriental. It's cracked glass. It's not old, but it looks really old and it makes a great cup of tea. But I'm just making one cup with one bag and I drink it up. Y'all have your own conversations going. I never know what y'all are talking about in the chat. So I just have to keep running my mouth. So what are some other things you can do to keep you focused on having that quiet time? Well, get much of your work done and find a stopping place in it. I've been working on tomorrow's stuff and I've got the flight plan done that goes out at 5:30. It's all ready to go. And then I've got another flight plan goes out at 8:30 for the people that only want to get one email a day. And I've got all my emails loaded up for the morning musing and the Ask FlyLady question. So, get things done. Yesterday, I didn't do tea time because I took time to have real tea with my friend Conda, and it was lovely. Sometimes you get to do that. Sometimes I don't get to do it often, but I was in Asheville and it wasn't far from her house, and I just you like my hair like that? It's put up in a barrette in the back of my head. It's just I got to get it off my neck sometimes. I started to take it down, but I didn't want to be shaking my head the whole time. We have a fly in here and he's obnoxious. Just obnoxious. He'll start buzzing again. I don't know where he is. He's hiding from me. So get your tea. Let's drink to something. You want to drink to something? Let's drink to settling down and just taking a few minutes to take a break. Maybe you could put your feet up. I'm on a stool, so I can't put my feet up. I've got a little step stool here that, well, it's not a step stool. It's one of those mini steps that's this high, which I can step up. It's like for doing exercises. And I keep it right under here, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I'll just y'all don't get overwhelmed. Just delete them. I don't care. But read one before you delete them all. You can do Control A and delete them all. That's okay. But read one. Read amusing. Read a Ask Fly Lady question. Testifies are very powerful. They come out at 8 o'clock at night, and just I keep my I keep my inbox emptied out. At the first of every month, which I didn't do it yesterday, but I'll do it this weekend. I will empty out my email box, my inbox. Thank you, Angie. Got my patriotic denim shirt on. I love my flags and fireworks. Wow. Well, that's coming up in a month, isn't it? My doctor asked me some good questions yesterday. She wanted to know if I was getting some exercise, and I told her about moving in May and that we've been dancing, and that I get out in the garden and I pull weeds and I plant stuff. And she said, "Well, that's good." And then she had to tell me all about her garden. She says she has 3 kids, ages 13, 7, and 8. And I think that they are vegetarians except for fish, pescatarians. And she says, vegetables are really high right now. And I don't really trust the vegetables in the grocery store. So we started growing our own. How wonderful is that? My doctor has a garden and she has baby turkeys. She has baby turkeys. She says she wants to get some chickens. She wants about 4 chickens. So they do eat eggs. And she makes ice cream cakes for their birthday. Now that's fun. She's got 2 birthdays at the same time, so she had to do 2 birthdays, 2 birthday ice cream birthday cakes. I don't know how you make an ice cream birthday cake. I don't have a clue unless you put parchment paper in your cake pan so that you can dump it out and then decorate it. Yeah, I like the hair off my face too. I had to put a barrette here to hold my yucky bangs back. I don't know why I got them cut. I hear that nasty fly. There's an old adage that says, "Kill a fly in May, and you'll keep a lot of them away." Well, it's June. It's June the 2nd. So, other tips for drinking your tea. when I get through with my tea and I sometimes have a little bit left in my teacup, I'll put ice in my glass, in my cup. And it makes a great iced tea. Or if I haven't drunk it all by the time I have tea at dinner time, I just pour it in my teapot. I pour it in my teacup, tea glass. And then I always put lemon in my tea at dinner time. Robert and I get a lot of vitamin C with our lemon juice. We like that Minute Maid lemon juice. And I have backup lemon juice in the pantry, but it's not as good. And I have lemon powder too that I can make lemon juice with. Yeah, some people do the same for iced coffee. And the other day I got to thinking, I love to have buttermilk in my pantry, and I have powdered buttermilk in my pantry. But when I was cleaning out a drawer the other day in my kitchen, I found these little pudding cups that have a little plastic lid on them. And I thought, well, the next time I get a half a gallon of buttermilk, I will pour it into these little 4-ounce cups, which will probably make 8 cups to go in the freezer. Now, I won't fill them all the way full because they will expand, and that will give me a half a cup of buttermilk. And usually I use between a half a cup and a cup of buttermilk. So I would have to use 2. And that way I can freeze it and still have fresh buttermilk that doesn't go bad. And not that buttermilk goes bad, but it can have a shelf life way past what I would even use. So, mm. So the other day, Miss Helen from Georgia, Miss Helen White, her grandson posted that she would go to a funeral. There was a funeral at 9 o'clock the next morning, and I don't think her best friend passed away, but he didn't say that. We all thought it was her. I went and looked for her obituary. That's how off the wall it was. And I don't think he did it on purpose. I just think he's just a 32-year-old kid that just didn't know better. But we all thought she had passed. She's 85 and she's just a beautiful soul. But everybody was saying how much they loved her. What a wonderful, wonderful way. A wonderful way to have your funeral before you die. So you can see how much people love you. When you're isolated like Miss Helen is, and even like me, I know how much you love me. I'm not telling you to do that for me. But it was just she was just blown away by how much her fans loved her and how they thought of her as their grandmother. Yeah, Miss Helen is the age my mother would be. Yeah, True Lemon and True Lime is good stuff, and I keep it in my little purse for when we go out to eat. I mean, my doctor thought I was staying home all the time, and I said, "We go out to eat a couple times a week. I'm not stuck at home." And then we got to talking about our dentist. She thinks about dentists like I do. Anyway, y'all, drink your tea. Enjoy this time. We don't know, we never know what's going to happen. I read some books a couple of summers ago called 1 Second After. And I've read books, The Canticle for Leibowitz and Lucifer's Hammer. And they're just science fiction books, but they're about, you know, uh, a solar flare hitting the Earth, and then an asteroid, a comet hitting, and what happened after a nuclear annihilation. And, it just makes you think. It makes you think. it makes you think, what would you do? What would you do? And the series of books about the 1 second after and 24 hours and I think 1 year, all by the same author. It was set in Black Mountain. It was just and Justin and Emily went to dinner at friend's house in Black Mountain last night. And I said it was and they were in downtown Black Mountain. And he says, just like being front and center in the books we read, Mom. But they're good books. They're good books. But it opens your eyes just a little bit. So if you need a good summer read, start with 1 second after. And they were set right where I live. Right where. Well, we've all been isolating ourselves for 2.5 years, 3 years. How do you clean blinds with what tool? I would start dry. So you can use the multi-wand. You can use the multi-wand to wipe down your blinds and go straight down with it, and then turn the blinds the other way and go up, and then go side to side with it. And if that gets most of it, and I use my feather duster too. And then if you need to, you can get it wet and do the same thing, but you need to do it dry first or you're going to make mud. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Well, I do 2 shows a day, and it's hard for me to get through with the show by noon, get it posted, and be out of the house, and then have to be right back at 3. So the isolation isn't isolation on purpose. It's that there's just not enough hours in the day. So if I want to do something, I have to do it after I do the afternoon show. And that's still only a couple hours there. Yeah, if you hadn't dusted them in a while, it's going to make mud. That's why I don't like blinds. I don't like them at all. I don't have any in my house. I have one curtain and it's right there. And it's green. I need to take it down and put some white ones up. So y'all drink your tea. Just spend some time together. Okay. At Julie, is that Patty saying that? No, that's that Jennifer saying that. Patty calls me the bag lady. I bag for everything. Well, y'all, oh, that's a good idea, sister. That fly is driving me nuts. I gotta find it. Okay, folks. It's 3:22. He also wrote 1 year after and the final day. Yes, William Force. I can't pronounce his. I'm late. Love the hair. I just got it put up in a beret, TG. You love listening to my clock. You can't hear it in the morning. Isn't that funny? I'm running my mouth so much you can't hear it in the morning. we've got all our doors and windows open, so um, the the critters and the insects are running rampant. Dog's in the middle of the floor, she don't care. I used to have a dog that slept so hard the snails would crawl over her body. I mean, leave slime trails on her body. That was Lucy. Leave slime trails on her body. I talked about Lucy yesterday with my doctor. She said she had a dog that was attacked by a bear. And she said, it hurt her. We had to doctor her. And I said, yeah, I had that happen. She had 11 stitches and tubes coming out both sides. That was a rough bear attack. Tu- Lucy was, she wasn't having a bear on her, her hilltop. This is her mountain. And I'm rocking too. Imagine that, me rocking. Me rocking. Anyway, folks, y'all be good, kind, and sweet. Be good to yourself by taking a break and having a cup of tea. Even if it's iced tea. That's what I had yesterday. It was lovely. Be kind to others by inviting somebody to tea sometime. You don't have to watch me to have tea. You don't have to watch me to have tea. And let the goodness and the sweetness that is in your heart just overflow and show the world who you are and be able to share your testimony with somebody that needs to come to the Lord. I love you all. I will see you sometime this weekend. Yeah, it's the weekend, y'all. Get out and do something fun. Talk to you later.